Hi, welcome to the Pursuit of Truth. Try and take this as seriously as I possibly can. What I want to talk about is what I think a lot of us, or we've all experienced, we all know about it, is when you talk about flat Earth and these types of topics, you get comments on your videos, or if you're live chatting, you get people who berate you. And I know that even so-called flat earthers, as it were, I know they're not, they're no better. They will call people retards and, all sorts of things. I don't do those types of things, but I know other people do. So I'm not trying to sort of just pick out one particular type of people. I know people in general, they abuse each other no matter their views. It amazes me in a way. I suppose I shouldn't be that surprised, but so I commented on one of Dell's videos, which is always, well, it's the same person every time. I don't know whether I should mention his name or not, because I think he does it because he wants the attention, because well, you'll see when I read these bits. I just want to read it out to show you how it is. And I don't mind, it doesn't really bother me that someone's attacking me or saying I'm crazy or this, that and the other. I don't mind saying that. That's their view and they're entitled to that. But I just don't think it's the best way of going about it, for two reasons. One, it's not very polite. I mean, I don't go around calling people retards or stupid or this, that and the other, even if I don't believe in what they say, because, well, it was up to them. I'd rather talk about the actual argument. And that's the other point, is that, if you have a problem with what I'm saying, what's being said, to me it'd be better you put your case across, and then we can see, isn't it? And then we can debate about that, which is the real issue, surely, not the person or the character. So yeah, there was on Beyond Imaginary Curves video on the 10th of November, Flat Earth, the Room and its contents, PSYOPs. So I wrote, and I thought, it is Rodney G, obviously. I did think he wouldn't actually bother to every single time that I leave a message on Beyond the Imaginary Curve, I didn't think every single time he would have to, attack me, because I've seen he'd already, attacked Dow already previously on many other comments through the thing. So I thought, oh, well, he's surely not going to, he's used up his energy. So I wrote, great conversation, liked a lot of points. With the part you and Merle were talking about, problem is I see is that they may let us have, in quotes, flat earth, but keep the rest in place, which isn't enough. It's just the beginning. Truth and freedom for the whole human species, undivided without stories. Now, I don't see a problem with that, even if you don't believe in flat earth, yeah? I'm not saying the earth is flat, I'm saying that, that they may, that point may be, they may, like I've mentioned in the previous video, that if Donald Trump suddenly said it, but they would gatekeep it, they would control it, and they would make you still go to work, and you would still do all the other things that you do, and we would still live in countries and, divided species and this, that and the other. I mean, I don't see what the problem with that statement is, really. Truth and freedom for the whole human species, undivided without stories. Isn't that what we all want? And if you believe that we already have that, if you believe that we already are undivided, and that we do have truth and freedom, well, you've got nothing wrong with that statement anyway then, is it? So first it was David Brisbane who said, you're only a prisoner if you think you are, which I agree to a certain extent what he means by that. A lot of it is about what you believe in your mind. And I said back to him, I get what you're saying, but we are governed by things around us. Like a real prisoner can have the concept you talk of, but they have four walls, and what they can and can't do to an extent. We, with our invisible walls and borders, have the same limitations. Like you can't explore this, everywhere you want to go, and you have to have a passport to do things. So Dave Brisbane, he quoted Nelson Mandela, I went for a long holiday for 27 years. Nelson Mandela once said of his years in prison, which then I thought, okay, yeah, fine, let him have his comment, I understand what he means. I didn't have a problem with that. He's stating, state of mind. Yeah, you can have that. If you have that state of mind, that's brilliant, isn't it? But there are limitations there. But yeah, fine. So, but then Rodney G the next day said at me, John Doe Poems, why are you always this stupid? Sorry, I'm reflecting, isn't it? I'm doing what I complain about other people doing. I'm change my voice to make you think a certain way. Were you always this stupid, or did you suffer from some trauma in your life? I mean, sorry, I don't know what happened there. Went off. I couldn't get it back. So yeah, Ronnie G said, "Were you always this stupid, or did you suffer from a trauma in your life?" And I just answered him, "Which fallacy today? Argumentum ad hominem." And I put for him and for anyone who doesn't know what it means, because not everyone's going to know what it means. So I got it off Wikipedia. Is a fallacious argumentative strategy whereby genuine discussion of the topic at hand is avoided by instead attacking the character, motive, or other attributes of the person making the argument or the person associated with the argument, rather than attacking the substance of the argument itself. This is exactly what he did. You can find out more about logical fallacies on YouTube and Steve HV. And then I thought, well, I better answer David Brisbane's bit, because maybe that's why he said what he said. So I just said, but Nelson and his people only got so-called freedom once he was released from prison. You know, just to argue that point that, yes, you may be at one with being in prison and not feel like you're a prisoner, but he only really got freedom once he was out, for him and his people. Okay, and then David Brisbane came back. Apparently in his mind he never felt like a prisoner. Yeah, okay, fine. But at least here you can see that some people, they can differ from, you know, we can have different opinions, and or, you know, we're actually sort of having the same opinion really, but a different way of looking at it. And, you know, that's fine. And then Rodney G comes back. If you keep babbling, then I'll have to assume you're just another paranoid twit like most of the others. Copying and pasting the definition of a word fallacy doesn't save you from your own paranoia issues. It just avoids it. It's just, well, I need to stop there because I didn't really read that a bit nicely. But he's accusing me of what exactly he did. He avoided the subject matter that I was talking about and just attacked me. So let me just read that again. If you keep babbling, then I'll have to assume you're just another paranoid twit like most of the others. That's another fallacy. Copying and pasting the definition of a word fallacy doesn't save you from your own paranoid issues. It just avoids it. The point is that you have no argument or topic. So, but it was me who said about the freedom issue, actually made an actual relevant comment to Dell's video. And all he did was just attack my character. And yet he's telling me that I don't have any argument or topic. You just have these global conspiracy fantasies swimming around your mind. So, I'm doing it again, isn't it? So I wanted to know if you suffer from some trauma in your life to bring this all on, or you are just stupid. He makes out that he actually really cares, you know, by asking, you know, by making out that how he sentenced that. Or I'm just stupid. Do I sound stupid? I mean, you can hear my logic and how I think. You know, this podcast is a pursuit of truth, and you know, I go through different phases of understanding, and you hear the things that I'm saying and the way I speak. You know, I don't big myself up much, but I do know that the way that I tackle these issues, I come at it from I try to come from a logical perspective, and sometimes I will differ from you know, the other people who may just jump into things. So I don't think that I come across as stupid. So, I mean, and when he claims he does actually listen to some of my podcasts, which I must thank him. He was probably the only one listener I get. If I didn't have his support, I might have stopped doing them by now. But I mean, you can hear how I sound. I do not sound stupid. The concepts that I talk about, you know. So it's just insulting me just for the sheer purpose of it, whether it has any factual element to it at all. And who is anyone to say that anyway? So Beyond Belief came back with his normal comments. Is this your best? Where are your practical examples of your gas pressure being created and maintained without any physical container? Where are the practical examples of bodies of water naturally conforming to the exterior shape? Hurry up, Zealot. Ronnie G said, no, I could do better. I wanted to go a bit easy on him. I assume he's talking about me. And then, where's the rest of it? This page am I on now? That must be it. So, Then Beyond Belief came back. Pay attention, parasite. Where are the practical examples of gas pressure being created and maintained without any physical container? Where are the practical examples of bodies of water naturally conforming to the exterior shape? Harry Epsteller. Same comment. Rodney G said, I said to Rodney G, I am none of the things you say, but I don't expect you to see that, as all you do is insult at any given opportunity, no matter what is said. Which, if you look at the other comments on Dow's video, you'll see that's a fair point. That's his modus operandum. And then he came back to me and said, well, I beg to differ. I'm doing it again, I can't help myself. I'm trying to put it into your mind, a way of seeing it. Sorry. Well, I beg to differ. I've seen you talk in your videos. Thank you for that. And you definitely aren't right in the head. Insult should be the least of your problems. In any event, if you are dumb enough to talk about your paranoid delusions on a public platform, then you have no choice but to accept the criticism. You see, and that's where, I understand, like that's the whole celebrity issue, that when people say that they can attack them. And I understand if I'm going on a public platform and airing my views, I am subject to criticism. But criticism of what I'm talking about, not criticism of me per se, my character, my person. You can criticize everything you like about what I'm saying. That's fine, and that's what that sentence means. But he's using it in a different way, and I don't understand how I should have to school him to understand that. That yes, it's fine for him to criticize me in the sense of, if I make an argument that the earth is flat because, water doesn't bend and there's no examples of it other than the imaginary big oceans, then he's free to say, well, no, because of this, that and the other, and make out some claim or whatever. That's fine. That's criticism. That is fine. Yes, I'm open to that, because yes, I am putting myself out there and saying things, and yes, it's fine for you to do that, but not criticize my character by just saying that because you don't have an argument to give to me, you just say, oh, you're stupid, or you have brain trauma. I mean, come on. I mean, really, you're not doing yourself any favours, because surely logical people who are reading this, whether they're flat earthers or not, are going to read this, and they're not going to, you're not doing yourselves any favour. So I came back to him, do you actually read what you say? Who are you to judge my sanity? I know my mind and my truth. I don't come on YouTube and rather than address subjects which you are free to differ at, but attack your character. It says more about you than me, and I know about myself, and what you say about me is untrue and lies. So what else are you lying to yourself about? Look, my friend, I am like you, a fellow human being. I expect you to address me as politely as I do you, and address like I do the issue, not the so-called person. I'm sure he's going to come back to that with something or other. I don't know, maybe one day he'll understand what I'm trying to say, but it doesn't, I very much doubt it. But it is just a shame, because we don't get anything out of him attacking me, and it doesn't, I know he's trying to trigger me, he's trying to make me get angry and maybe waste my time. But then maybe I'll just keep, sometimes I just give up replying to him, but maybe I'll just carry on replying to him forever, because he'll never stop, because he'll always want the last word, and then he'll leave everyone else alone. But I just don't get that, and it's not just him. There are many examples of people that do this. And, I understand if you don't like someone's opinion. It's like if you don't like, Queen, the music, the band, if you don't like them, you're not going to keep putting them on, are you? But so I don't understand why these people, they will, they have that mindset of just carrying on, watching Flat Earth when they don't believe in it or they don't like it. So why are they there, I guess they enjoy the ridicule side of it. I know some people do. It reminds me of playground mentality. And that's what I'm seeing here. So I hope I've expressed enough. I don't know whether you will listen to this or not, but if you do, then I hope you understand that, I mean no ill harm, and I'm not here to attack your character. I just don't like the way that just because you don't like what I say, you think that I'm mentally unstable or had some kind of trauma, which, for your information, I haven't, and I don't think I do display much stupidity. Yeah. Before I go, I was listening to Muse's new album, Simulation Theory. A lot of lyrics in there worth listening to, but I just thought I'd read this one. It's the last track, The Void. which actually I have a poem called that. I won't read the chorus bit. They'll say no one can see us, that we're estranged and all alone. They believe nothing can reach us and pull us out of the boundless gloom. The chorus is they're wrong, yeah baby, they're wrong, if you want to know. They'll say the sun is dying and the fragile can't be saved, and the cold it will devour us, and we won't rise up and slay giants. It takes a leap of faith to awake from those delusions. You are the coda, an avatar, a star. They say no one will find us, that we're estranged and all alone. They believe no one can reach us and pull us out of the boundless gloom. They're wrong, they're wrong. That's Muse. New album, Simulation Theory, worth a listen. A lot of, I mean, I know it's called Simulation Theory, but there's a lot of stuff in there. Anyway, take care, take it easy, God bless and peace.